knew something was wrong the moment I walked into my new apartment and saw the previous tenant's mail still sitting on the counter, dated for the day I moved in. I'm a 22-year-old student, and I finally landed a cheap studio in the city after weeks of searching. The place was a steel hardwood floors, high ceilings, and a landlord who insisted on cash payments to keep the paperwork down. I didn't care about the logistics. I just wanted a roof over my head. But the first night, the silence of the building started to feel less like peace and more like a heavy, suffocating presence. Around 2 a.m., I was jolted awake by the sound of rhythmic thumping coming from behind my bedroom wall. It was low and consistent, like someone hitting a drum with a muffled hammer. I sat up, clutching my blankets, and waited. It stopped. I convinced myself it was just old pipes or a neighbor in the next unit. But the next night, it happened again. Only this time, it was accompanied by a slow, dragging sound, like heavy furniture being pulled across carpet. I decided to investigate. I pulled my dresser away from the wall, hoping to find a gap or a loose panel. Instead, I found a rectangular outline in the drywall, a section that had been painted over with the same cheap, cream-colored latex as the rest of the room. I pressed my ear against it, and my blood turned to ice. From the other side, I heard breathing. It wasn't panicked or heavy. It was steady, rhythmic, and painfully close. I scrambled back, my heart hammering against my ribs, and reached for my phone to call the police. That's when I noticed a tiny, pin-sized hole I hadn't seen before, drilled right at eye level in the center of the panel. I leaned in, squinting, and peered through the hole into the darkness of the hidden space. I expected to see a crawl space or a utility closet. Instead, I saw a room. It was tiny, barely large enough for a person to sit in, and it was wallpapered entirely with printed out screenshots of my own social media profile. There were photos of me walking to class, me at the coffee shop, and even a photo of me sleeping in my bed from 3 nights ago, taken from a high angle. My stomach dropped. I realized then that the thumping wasn't pipes. It was someone moving around. I turned to run toward the front door, but the handle wouldn't turn. It was locked from the outside. Then, the thumping started again, louder than ever. I heard a soft, dry chuckle from behind the bedroom wall, followed by the sound of a latch clicking open. A voice, smooth and chillingly familiar, whispered through the pinhole. "I told you I liked the new place, didn't I?" I froze, realizing that the voice belonged to the man I'd been dating for 3 months, the one who had helped me pack the boxes and insisted I move into this specific unit because he knew the landlord. I wasn't just being watched. I was being kept.